So how does Stav, S-T-A-V, the ancient Norse system of lifestyle, spiritual cultivation and healing and warriorship, etc., how does that fit into this program? When I studied with Ivar Hofschild, who was, oh God, I can't remember now, is he the 28th inheritor from his family of this system? I can't remember, but I was adopted by him as well, with the papers and all, to be an inheritor of this system of Stav from his family. And although I was in it more for the warriorship, I ended up learning that it had healing systems within it. 6 distinct healing systems within this one overarching system called Stav. And I was a chiropractor already, so it was kind of interesting, right? Physical therapist, did shamanism. So when he started to show these healing modalities, I was like, these are great. So he taught them all to me, and I never really taught them, but now it's the appropriate time to teach them. So Stav involves the Norse way of seeing everything and understanding the way the universe is structured and put together, where 9 worlds create all of our experience, and we're in one of these worlds called Midgard and so on. And these different healing modalities are said to relate to these different worlds in some ways, right? And interesting, but humans can practice them all. So what we're going to teach, I'll just kind of list it out, what we're going to do with the modalities. There's one called Mott, and Mott is a type of bone setting, right? So it's a type of really deep shiatsu, you could say. But it's meant to work not at the muscular level so much. I remember the first time Ivar gave me a session in Mott, not only did I sweat a lot and hope it was over any second because it hurt so bad, but it was very short. It was like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and I got up, and the experience I had in my body, at that time I was a very experienced yogin, physical hatha yogin. I had the experience in my body that I had just done like 3 hours of yoga in a very hot tropical climate. My body was so open, I couldn't believe it. At the deep level, not just muscular rubbing from massage, you know? And that's what the Mott really does. It affects the deep joint level. So you maintain your mobility through your whole life. And obviously the increased circulation that comes with it and the proprioceptive reflex from your body as you're starting to feel yourself move in a new way is very healing. And so it has a lot of very deep effects. So we'll teach that, the Megan system, the Mott system. Then there's Megan, right? Mott and Megan, they're both related. They're in the warrior class, training for healing. And the Megan is to learn how to supercharge your body with energy through a very powerful breathing practice, and then place your hands on the person to transmit that energy into the area that needs the healing. Kind of like Reiki, you could say. Yeah, kind of like what people call Reiki today. Except it's not like really soft where you just do a little bit of a symbol and you put your hand. It's very powerful with the breathing and daily cultivation of energy that you put into other people. In fact, in the old days, they used to carve with a knife. They would carve the rune of the god or goddess's energy that they're trying to put in the person to heal them with. The bloody hand would then go on. They'd carve their thing. And you went to a great healer based on, you'd say, let me see your hands. If they had really deep scars, you'd be like, okay, so you do a lot of work, you're good, you know. So we're going to, you don't have to do that, of course. We're going to learn the Mott and the Megan. And then there's another category where people learn massage. In the old days of Stav, it was massage, herbalism, and sexuality. So sexual healing methods, massage healing methods, which would kind of move in and out of sexuality, and herbal medicine. And this made me really think about the Balayans of Bali. Oh yeah, I forgot Balayans I studied with as well. I forgot to mention that. And so I studied with the Balayans in Bali as well, and they were very interesting because they would use what we would think of as Kundalini Hatha Yoga postures, breathing patterns, mudras and bandhas and things, with teaching it to the patient while opening and moving and stimulating sexual energy. Because they said, you know, if you get that energy moving, then everything can heal. If it's all stuck, if the energy system of the person is stuck, nothing heals. And so if we can get it moving from within, one of the best ways to do it is sexuality. So they would stimulate the person sexually, get this stuff moving, do the fumigation with the smoke, lay a stone on you, put a crystal in your mouth, like whatever kind of things, but it had a sexual flavor to it, sexualized healing, let's say. So in the Stav, in the Carl class, they would do healing, a class of people, usually women, would do healing with herbs, sexualized massage, or at least sensual massage. Intuitive psychic powers were happening with this, which herbs you should have, are you related to that spirit of that herb, and so on. Intuitive psychic power used in the sexualized massage, feeling where they need to go with their hands next to make it open up for you. You know, it was very intuitive, very psychic. They were very much into that level of work with healing and so on. And so they would do that. So it was mostly herbs, and this could include psychotropic herbs, you know, psychoactive herbs, and the sexualized massage, and what did I say? Intuitive. So we had the herbs, we had the massage, we had the sex, right? Okay. That was that level. Now, we're not teaching that, but I want to fill it out for the people listening.
Okay.
The understanding of herbs will be taught in the Tantric Ayurveda. And there we can tap into understanding the spirit of the herb, and that we can bring out. We can drag that from Stav into that level of the Tantric Ayurveda at that point. Then there's also a sense of counseling that would be done, where there's it's called light counseling and dark counseling. So the dark counseling is not used very often for healing. It's more like black magic sorcery.
Okay.
But in the Stav worldview, everything was possible and could heal. I mean, in the old world, it would kind of be like, okay, someone's done you wrong. I'm going to give you a dark healing chant to do that's going to ruin their crops, and you'll feel even, and then you're going to get released from this curse you feel under, and you're going to heal. Of course, we don't do that. So we leave out the whole dark chanting thing. We're going to do only the light chanting. And the light chanting is interesting. It's a way to be in trance yourself while you're talking to someone. And basically, through this chanting, through talking while you're in this state of trance, you can talk them into healing. Yeah, you basically just talk them right into healing. You would think it's kind of like neurolinguistic programming, or Tony Robbins used to do this when he went on tour. He'd talk people into healing. So it's not like it's unusual. It's quite a long tradition of this, and Stav from Norway, Sweden, Denmark had a lot of this kind of tradition. So we'll do the Lusgalder. It's called Lusgalder. We'll do the Lusgalder, the light chanting, and we will do this Norse version of Mot and Megan, the body work aspects as well. I'm also thinking of inviting down, I can't say his name yet, but a very wonderful and powerful shaman from Finland, who I want to bring down to help everybody, who trains almost exclusively with the Sami people up in the north. And I'd like to bring him in on that, because there was a lot of overlap between the Sami and the white people, Stav people. And the Stav healing picked up a lot of that as well. So it'd be nice to add that as well. That may be a special bonus, if he's free at the time we do this training, to have him come down and take people through exercises as well. So that's pretty much what we will do for the Stav healing. There'll be some breathing practices that are very powerful. There'll be the understanding of how the body can be worked with bodywork techniques of bone setting. There'll be the transmission of power of healing, energy of healing coming from the gods and goddesses, coming from your breathing practice, and so on. So for that reason, I have to teach you the runes, I have to teach you all the gods and goddesses, I have to teach the different breathing patterns that go with the gods and goddesses so that people can do this. We have to do something called a Fulia retrieval, where we go into a light trance and you receive your special animal ally, which is related to a god or goddess. So you end up getting your patron god or goddess, your patron animal spirit ally. All these are brought together to heal. And the runes, and I have to teach you how to do rune casting for diagnosis and treatment and to check prognosis. So it's quite a full training, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, sounds very extensive.
Very extensive.
And do you plan on doing this in a natural setting?
Yeah, it would be nice. Cities are hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's better for a natural setting. It doesn't have to be camping.
Yeah.
It can be a lodge, a ski lodge that we're using for the summer out in the woods. So I think it's going to be like that. Again, the main center may be developed by then, and the center in Italy, which we're working on now too, may be developed by then, up in the mountains of northern Italy. But we could always rent something in the Alpish area of Europe for this, which would be great. And in Maine, there's tons of ski lodges and little summer places that are rentable as well. So we want to be in that kind of an environment if we don't have our own center built fully and ready to do this in Italy, the mountains in Italy on the border with Switzerland, or in Maine yet.
Okay, sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.